So how many of you have back issues or back discomfort? Well, you're not alone. The American Chiropractic Association says that 80% of working adults have back issues or back discomfort. But what if I told you a balloon could solve your issue? I want to tell you about balloon pelvic exercises. I learned this in my Wellness for Life class this last spring, and I'll tell you the steps in order to perform the exercise as well as the benefits of each step. So the first step is you're going to lie on your back, again facing the wall. Sorry. And you're going to take that natural arch in your back and flatten it to the ground as much as possible. You don't have to overextend, but just push that back to the ground. Yeah. EckhartYoga.com says that having a neutral pelvis provides a freer breath as well as more power from the core muscles, and it's the safest position for your spine to be in. By working on this exercise, you'll be able to naturally hold pelvic neutral without having to think about it. While doing this, you're going to feel the muscles on the inside of your hips start to tighten. If you're still not totally sure what that muscle is, teamusa.org says that think about the last time you had to go to the restroom really bad, couldn't find a restroom and had to hold it. Those are the muscles you're working. So the next step, you're going to slide closer to the wall, and you're going to bring your legs up to the wall at a 90-degree angle, or as close to 90 as possible. Or you're going to make your knees like the 90. Yeah, there you go. So when you start the exercise, you'll be pushing against the wall. However, if you want a bigger challenge, because that's not working enough of the muscle for you, you can add a ball in between your knees, and then you'll be squeezing the ball. Most people forget that when you're trying to relieve back pain or that you're working on strengthening the muscles in your back, that actually strengthening the foundation underneath that is just as important. So while you're doing this exercise, you're going to be working on your quads, your hamstrings, and your hip flexors in order to take the burden off of your back and put it into that foundation. Now for the fun part, the balloon. You really don't actually need it for this exercise, but it's a good visual aid to see the air you're displacing, as well as who doesn't love to just blow up a balloon. So, while holding everything the same, while you're pushing against the wall, and if you had a ball while you're squeezing, and holding your pelvic neutral, you're going to take the balloon, and you're going to breathe in as much air as you possibly can. Once you get to that point, breathe as much air into the balloon as possible. You're going to want to hold it because it'll fly away from experience. So, like that. But you'll blow all the air out. So try that again. Once you get to the top of that, hold your breath for 3 seconds, or as long as you can. I don't want you to pass out. And then you'll breathe in again. And then you would repeat that step 10 times. And then you would do that for 2 to 3 sets. Sorry. Now, depending on how good or bad you feel about it, you can do 2 sets, you can do 1 set. But if you've done it enough, if you've practiced this exercise over and over, then 3 sets will give you a workout. This is working an underappreciated part of your body. It's actually working your diaphragm and the muscles around your diaphragm. The Journal of Physical Therapy Science says that by assisting your diaphragm, you're strengthening the muscles around it in order to support it. The Medicine Journal says that when you strengthen your diaphragm, your ability to maintain that pelvic neutral that I talked about earlier becomes a lot easier, and you don't, again, have to think about it as much, so you're constantly in that spot of having a nicely aligned spine. When you finish your sets, all of them, you're going to feel lightheaded, especially the first time you do it, and that's totally natural. Just kind of sit there and breathe for a minute or 2. So now you've learned a little bit more about balloon exercises. I talked to you about how to perform these exercises and the benefits. So next time your back hurts, just remember, you've been training for this since you were a child.